Chair, I would like to introduce Michael Sanderson.
My last one. This is an extension on the first one I asked you referred to. I'm agnostic as far as energy systems go, but I do look at fact. This question is prompted by Mr Irvine's testimony at the HEC committee in Parliament recently. At the recent House Economics Committee, Mr Irvine told Parliament there is, I quote, no transition without gas. That gas is, quote again, an essential fuel for transition. And that moving from coal to gas, quote, as or more significant than moving from gas to renewables, and called for more gas projects to be approved as far better than coal. Now, I supplied NAB some peer review research. 170 scientists sent a letter to Joe Biden last year. You know, they're not loonies. And the peer review document I sent you was the basis of that letter. It shows that gas can have between 24% and 275% higher life cycle emissions than coal. Why should shareholders trust the CEO's grasp in climate science and transition risk? Will you withhold the equity grant to Mr Irvine until he corrects the parliamentary record on gas and commits that NAB will not finance gas expansion, including new terminals, trains and pipelines? Will NAB acknowledge the peer review findings that gas can have between 24 and 275% higher life cycle emissions than coal? And will NAB correct the record and state we don't need more gas, we need less exports? That's it.
Thank you. I'll just make one small point, which is that we set out our oil and gas lending policy several years ago, which would have it capped at around current, what were then projected levels of 2025 and then declining over time. And we're currently lending even less into the gas sector than we said we would under our limits. But Andrew, do you want to make any additional comments about your House Economics Committee?
Yeah, I mean, the question that I was asked in Parliament was around reconciling both Australia's commitment to net zero and a requirement to produce sustainable and affordable energy. Today, the grid is, about 50% coal, and we are seeking to, decarbonize the grid. And as we're doing that, we're looking at increasing energy demand driven by all sorts of things, including expansion in data centers. And it is my strong view and the bank's view that as we look to decarbonize the grid and have more renewable energy, which is essential to our net zero ambitions, and also to cheap and affordable energy, that we also need gas to provide both firming and peaking power. When the sun isn't shining and the wind isn't blowing. And I think most seasoned observers would recognize the fact that gas is going to be a very important transition fuel as the world decarbonizes. That was what I shared with Parliament.
Okay, well,
Thanks, Andrew.
I was there in Parliament. You had the blue team and the red team trying to pull, and it just didn't apply to you, it applied to the other three as well. They were looking for political brownie points, but notwithstanding, based on that evidence, peer review evidence, we'd be better off sticking with coal. than going to gas. And again, why do we need new gas fields? We've got gas being exported to Japan and they're on selling it, which sort of makes us look like mug punters. You know, if the Japs can make money on gas that we're shipping over there, the sector's not real smart.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Michael.